Hello, core artisans. My name is Shonda, and welcome to my channel Under the Needle. Today's Thankful Thursday, and I am thankful that it is back to school season. Yay! Yay! This means that these people are going to get out of my house. And I don't mean for it to sound mean. Okay, I don't, but I'm looking forward to it. My middle daughter, she went back to campus today, but she's going to be dropping by tomorrow. But in general, you know, she's not going to be here in the kitchen, you know, taking runs at 6:30 in the morning, opening cabinets, cooking early in the morning. So she's gone. And then my son and then my fiance's daughter, they start back to school on not this Monday, but the Monday after that. So they'll be getting up and getting out of the house. Yay! Now, my oldest daughter, she still lives with me, but we're gonna work on, well, that might take some time given this economy. But at least that'll be three of them out of the house every morning. Yay! Well, one is like gone, and the other two will be catching those school buses early in the morning. So, yay! I mean, if y'all can't tell, I'm excited. I'm happy. Like, the first couple of weeks of summer are fine, but like the cool thing about them being gone is like then I don't necessarily have to put on clothes all the time. Like when they're not here in the morning, I'll just kind of go and turn on my computer before I even get dressed. Like I'll just get up, go turn on my computer, and then I'll go make a cup of coffee or something while it's, starting up and logging in and all that good stuff. But, now I can make my coffee and all that good stuff, But I can't do that when they're here, right? Because nobody wants to see me butt naked in the kitchen. At least not one of my children. So there's that. This weekend should be pretty easy going. Probably do a little back to school shopping. I think we're going to have some family over. I'm not sure, Saturday or Sunday, one of those days. Probably put a little food on the grill, something like that. Just keeping it easy. I hope to do some chores. That'd be great. But if I don't, I don't. But seriously, I'll probably just do a little bit of laundry. Like if I don't do anything else, I'll probably clean the bathroom, do a little laundry and that kind of stuff. That way, I don't want stuff to pile up, right? So doing 1 or 2 loads of laundry a week really helps to keep the laundry from piling up. I do notice that if I let the laundry sit too long and then it's like mountains of laundry, it becomes really overwhelming and then I just try to pretend it's not there. So it's better for me if I kind of just stay on top of the laundry. So that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, I'll probably do a little laundry, clean the bathroom. That's probably about it. I would like to get my sew sampler blocks done from the sew along. I have 2 blocks that I need to do now, and the third box is on the way. So I do want to go ahead and get those kind of knocked out. I don't know. I'm gonna track the new box that's coming. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because if the new box is coming, like if it's going to be here this weekend or if it's going to be here Monday, then I might just wait. That way I can just cut out all 3 blocks at one time. Because I don't want to take that fabric out. That's the one thing I hate about a block of the month. I don't mind it when you get the cutting instructions up front for all the blocks. But I really hate having to pull all the fabric out, cut these little pieces and then put the fabric away and then the next month take the fabric out and cut these little pieces. Like it's just really inefficient, right? But it is what it is. So I'm going to see. But if it's going to be coming Monday or Tuesday of next week, then I'll probably wait until it gets here and then I can do all 3 at one time. Another thing that I am looking at doing, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it or not, but I didn't see it until like just recently, but Monique over at Open Gate Quilts is doing a sew along. It's like 5 months and it's called Christmas in the Park is what it's called. Um, See if I can show you guys what that looks like. But it started yesterday. Um, the pattern is challenging. That's kind of what interests me in it, is that the um, the pattern has like applique and paper piecing. So, but these are the two colorways. So I would have just got a kit, but this doesn't match my house. So we have the black and green, which is gorgeous. I came really, really close to getting this black and green one colorway. And then this is the second colorway. So those are the two colorways. I came really close to ordering the black and green, but it doesn't match my house, and it doesn't match my Christmas decorations either. So it was going to be a beautiful piece that is going to not look right when I try to use it in the house. So of course this is from yardage. It's not like fat quarters and stuff like that. So I have to find the fabric. So I haven't done that yet. So I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself. If I can get the fabric, if I can find the fabric, like in my stash, I plan to use stash fabric. That's kind of what I'm hoping to do. But if I can work that out, then I might start that. I don't think that I'd start any sewing or cutting, but I think that I might just try to find the fabric this weekend, maybe. It's on the agenda. So I've got a few things on the agenda, and we'll see. I have been sewing. I did finish that tumbler quilt. It came out really neat. Let me grab it. It actually came out better than I expected. It is about 52. I keep forgetting the dimensions. I know I have it written down. It's 52 by like 60. I don't know why I do this to myself. I don't know. I have it jotted down somewhere. It's 52 by 60, I think, something like that. Because it's like 9.5 times 7. Yeah, 52 by 67. 52 by 67. I'm going to write that down again. And so I found some Minky on Missouri Star's website. It's a 2-yard cut for $13.50. And it is 2 colors. It is a navy, like a dark navy, and like a dusty blue combination. And so I thought that would look really nice with this. I'm super happy with how the sides came out, right? Because I wanted it to be, I think I had said before that I wanted it to be big enough to where it's actually usable for an adult while they're sitting on the couch. And if I had used the print tumbler shapes to do these half edge pieces, my quilt would have been a lot shorter and it would not have been long enough. And so I came up with the idea. I had the navy first, and I was like, well, I can put navy all down each side. But then I was like, I don't know if I just want to do that. And then I came up with alternating the navy and the cream. I think I had 3 or 4 rows done. So now I have all of the rows done. She needs a good iron, but she's just been kind of laying over there. So she definitely needs a good iron. But I am over the moon by how this thing came out. I can't recommend this enough. Like, this was just the easiest thing. The only tricky part is, of course, like when you're lining up. Let's see if I can go to the other camera there. Hold on. I've got all kinds of stuff over here, so don't judge me. When you're sewing these tumbler shapes together, you know, there's a way that they have to overlap. And so figuring out that how they had to overlap so that when you ironed them open, that they lined up. But once you got the hang of that, it was really smooth sailing. This was so easy. This is so easy. And it looks like I did something. And honestly, it would have been even faster, but I chose to have my tumblers kind of face each other. Well, that's the bottom of the quilt. This is the top. So I have my tumblers, do it this way. I chose to have them face, so these long edges are together, right? So if I hadn't done that, then I would have had no seams to match when I sewed the rows together. So keep that in mind. If you choose to not alternate, where you have, you start row one, the top of the tumbler's here, and then row two, the bottom of the tumbler is on top. If you choose to not do that and you just have them all your rows start the same, you can certainly do that. And then when you sew your quilt together, you won't have all those seams to match up. So you won't have all of these because this will be smaller. When you're sewing this to here, let's get it. You won't have any seams to match up, but you will lose that zigzag pattern on the side that I got. But my zigzag is pretty pronounced because I did not use the prints. I used solids. And so that made that zigzag really pronounced, which is another reason why I chose to do my quilt this way. Because like I was showing you, had I done it this way, this is how my blocks would have lined up, right? So there wouldn't have been any seams to match, but I would have lost that cool kind of angular shape. And that's honestly one of my favorite parts about this quilt is how that came out. I love how that came out. Super, super easy. And all I needed was a layer cake and two 10-inch by width of fabric strips from two different solids. Cutting was super easy. I think it took, like I said, maybe 10 minutes to cut everything. I did use the Missouri Star tumbler template, but you honestly don't have to. You could theoretically maybe take a piece of cardstock or something like that, and you could draw your own template. You could draw your own tumbler shape, cut that out, and then use that as your template and just make your own. Now, I don't think that I would make this with 5-inch squares. I don't think that I would make the small tumbler, at least not a quilt this size. I mean, the whole thing about this is that you have like you could literally do this in a day. Like you can do this in a day. I did not, but it can be done in a day. I absolutely adore this fabric line. And like I said, one of the reasons I pulled it out is because it does match my house. Also, another reason why I didn't want to spend a lot of time doing a lot of intricate piecing is that this is going to go in my living room for anyone to use, right? Children, adults, guests, and I don't want to be worried about what happens to it. So it's going to have a nice soft minky back. People are going to love it, and I love it already. I can't get enough. I'm just, when you find a fabric line that you really, really like, and then you're finally able to use it, it's just the best feeling. It's just the best feeling. Like, and I didn't even realize when I was putting this together that these 4 prints come together like this, like in a 4-patch. I had no idea. I didn't really spend a whole lot of time putting this quilt together. The way I put it together, like the way I matched it up, when you finish all the cutting, let me grab this. When you finish all the cutting, you have those side pieces. So I just cut like a little 2-inch piece, and I literally just laid my fabrics out like this and was like, put that there and put that there and 4 and 5. Oh, I don't like that. Maybe put that there and that there. And this is how I put it together. Literally just like this. And then the cream on the end. And I just did the 7 rows. And that's how I decided like what was going to go with what. And then I just looked at my diagram and picked up my pieces in order, and then I just sewed the tumblers together into rows, and then sewed the rows together to make the quilt top. But that's how I did mine. Because the tumblers, I didn't see the value. This was a quick quilt. It was a quick quilt. So I just didn't see the value of putting all these tumbler pieces on the floor and trading them around. So I went with this. Since there's no piece blocks, each block is just this one fabric. This is also a really good way to use fabric that you super duper love and don't want to cut up a lot. So if you got some really pretty Cafe or some really pretty Tulip Pink or some of those other Janet Wecker Frisch, or some of those other people that have these really kind of large print. You could even fussy cut these, like if you really wanted to. Of course, you're going to waste more fabric, and you might not be able to do it from a layer cake, but you could certainly fussy cut this, because this is your middle right here. So you could certainly pick out specific designs and stuff like that, or how you want it to be. So really just super easy, super fast. Like make it, you can cut it and sew it in a day. And I'm not going to put any, since I'm going to use Minky, I'm not going to use any batting, because for me, when you have batting and Minky, it's just really heavy. I made one of those for my daughter because she was at campus. This is before she got sent home. I was already making it. So this started in 2020. And she wanted a quilt for campus. She wanted a quilt. Well, she just wanted a quilt, period. And she had called me and she was telling me how cold it was in her dorm. And I was like, okay. So I made the quilt top. I used the Lucy quilt pattern from GE Designs. Love that pattern. And I had the batting and the Minky. It made for a very heavy, very warm quilt, except, of course, after she was on campus for 2 whole weeks, they sent her home. So the quilt basically got used at home where it's not quite as cold. So, of course, by the time she went back to campus the following year, she's in a different room, different dorm. Things aren't quite as cold. Everything's a little different. So, but still lovely quilt. Don't regret making it. It's one of the only... It's the only black, white, and yellow quilt I've ever made, and it came out great. So love this quilt. I did sew another quilt together. I got the quilt top done on one of my long time UFOs from back in 2020, but I'm going to do a separate video about that because I'm going to do a pattern review. So there's that. And yeah, so last but not least, we have our giveaway. We have our giveaway winner. I'm not doing a new giveaway this week because I don't have anything that I prepared. But we were giving away all the scraps that I have left over from my from the Aubrey quilt that I made that I showed you guys last week. I might do a pattern review on that. I'm going to go and see if it's still on Studio E's website. And if the pattern is still available on their website, then I might do a pattern review for that as well. But I love the quilt that I put together for that. I don't know where that's going to go. That doesn't match anything. But I bought this fabric and sourced the pattern way before I ever changed any colors in my house. Pretty sure I got the fabric like in 2018. And maybe even 2018, probably 2018. And I don't know which came first, the pattern or the fabric, but when I saw the pattern and I saw the fabric, I was like, oh, that'll look really good. I think I'll like that together. And I do. So the winner of this fabric, and for the winner, all you have to do is, I'll put my email address in the description. So you just shoot me an email with your full name and address, and I will send this lovely bundle to you. And the winner is Helen Petticord. So Helen, email me, and I will get this out in the mail to you sometime during the week. I tried to do it by Wednesday, but I was not successful this week. I didn't get the label printed until today, and I got it in the mailbox. It'll get picked up tomorrow. for last week's winner. So Helen, just email me your name and address, and I will send you the beautiful Violet Femme fabric from Boundless. And that is it for me, and I'll see you guys next video.